Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Donny Mayhem. It is the 17th of October 2019 and at 3 PM Pacific time today, Gearbox have rolled out yet another hotfix for Borderlands 3, and this one is massively focused on weapon balancing with a few character Vault Hunter adjustments as well and a few bug fixes. So let's go through that today. In short, Gearbox are worried that a lot of the legendaries that are in the game are not really being used by players purely because some other legendaries they massively outweigh them in terms of performance, things like that. So what they want to do is to try and improve certain other weapons so that players can use them and use them in their builds. And it's the same with character adjustments as well. They want to improve other Vault Hunters so that great builds can be made with all of them, basically. So with that being said, let's get straight into it with the weapon hotfixes. So Maliwan. The Wester gun damage is going to be increased by 25%. That's a strange one because I main that usually and I find that to be quite a decent gun anyway, but that's always cool. The ASMD sniper rifle damage is increased by 28%. The Kutzman SMG damage now is being reduced by 25%. On to TDR. The 10-gallon damage is increased by 8%. That's that one for TDR. On to Vladov. The sickle reload speed increased by 25%. The phaser damage increased by 15%. Infinity pistol increased by 40%. I think that's huge. I was a bit disappointed with the Infinity pistol. This should hopefully make it a more usable weapon. The Magnificent damage increased by 25%. The Jericho damage increased by 40%. Lucian's call accuracy and handling has been reduced. The Lyuda critical damage bonus has been decreased by 30% and made a modification to address a reported bug that an extra bullet was spawned in the centre. On to Torg. The Tribolt damage has been increased by 25%. The Alchemist damage increased by 25%. The Devil's Foursome damage increased by 13%. The Flacker now consumes the full magazine when fired and damage is reduced by 33%. They say with the Flacker it was greatly outperforming other shotguns due to the number of projectiles and the high rate of fire. So obviously they've nerfed that a bit to try and balance things out. The Laser Sploder rocket projectile spawn interval increased by 0.4 seconds. Okay, so on to Jacobs. The Maggie damage has been increased by 35%. And the Hellwalker, yours truly's favourite weapon, the damage has been reduced by 8%. So on to Hyperion. The Conference Call damage has been increased by 15%. Crossroad accuracy reduced. Crossroad. I'm assuming they mean crossbow. Unless there is a crossroad. Accuracy reduced, and it now fires 3 projectiles instead of 4. Yeah, it must be the crossroad then. Butcher, accuracy reduced and damage reduced by 25%. Dahl, the Vanquisher, the SMG, the damage has been increased by 20%. That should be interesting because the sliding fire rate on that is mental. On to Children of the Vault. The Skeksis damage increased by 15%. The Linoge damage increased by 20%. And the Pain is Power Assault Rifle damage has been increased by 25%. So onto the Atlas, and the only Atlas gun that's been modified is Ruby's Wrath rocket launcher, where the damage is being increased by 10%. So onto grenades, and I'm afraid I've done a video on this one, the Hex, and there's a reason why it was absolutely mental, is because it was OP as hell and broken. So the Hex grenade damage has been reduced by 70% and duration reduced to 3 seconds. Well, there goes my build. The Hunter Seeker grenade damage increased by 25% and the Firestorm damage has been reduced by 70%. So they've just pretty much nerfed the hell out of 2 of the best grenades in the game. But I must admit, the Hex made things so much easy, like too easy almost. Artifacts. So, just the one, the elemental projector damage, max roll has been reduced to 90%. So, they are the weapon adjustments. Onto the Vault Hunter adjustments, there's just a couple. The Iron Bear, health increased by 50%. All pets' health increased by 50%. And with the Digiclone, health is increased by 100%. And addressed a bug with Salvation where grenades were giving life steal. Now, that is it for the character adjustments. There is just a few bug fixes to go through. Psychos will now use their True Vault Hunter mode name in True Vault Hunter mode. Remove the optional rare spawn missions from Galaxy Progress. Addressed a reported bug where completely sane Sid didn't always become hostile when using flak. Addressed a reported bug where Ratch would not properly spawn during Ratched Up, which potentially blocked the completion of the side quest. Included a modification so Lilith would continue to move towards the door in Shiv's confession chamber during from the ground up. Lowered the chance for a weapon to drop from the pachinko machine. Included a modification so that Zane's digiclone will no longer spawn into the cage in System of Slaughter. Shield boosters were modified and are now set for auto pickup, which is really, really cool. Yes, I'm glad they've done that. In addition, an addition was introduced so Iridium chests are no longer listed as red chests in the EchoCast extension on Sanctuary 3. So there we have it. There are the hot fixes for today. That'll roll live 3 p.m. Pacific, October 17th, 2019. I'm going to be honest, I'm absolutely gutted that they have melted the Hex grenade. I mained that so much, but I suppose it was OP. And it's nice to see that they are improving some other weapons to try and get people to use them more. I must admit, some of the ones like the Infinity and the Sickle didn't use too much. Maybe I'll consider that now. So I will leave a link in the description for the patch notes so you can check them out yourself. That's it for this one. Hope you found it helpful. If you did, slam that like and subscribe button. I have been Donny Mayhem. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you guys next time.
Some skill has been demonstrated, I see.